Yesterday, StarWars.com released an excerpt from one of my most highly anticipated novels of the year, Brotherhood by Mike Chen. Mike was originally writing a novel that would follow the story of The Mandalorian, but when the project was scrapped, he was given this instead. And by reading the excerpt, I think it was the right call. If you're interested in Brotherhood, you can check out a link to the full excerpt in the description below. This is a prequel-era book that I've been waiting for a long time. The story takes place between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Anakin has just been knighted, and Obi-Wan has been sent on his own to deal with an issue on Cato Neimoidia. And yes, to anyone wondering, this book will cover the business on Cato Neimoidia that Obi-Wan claimed didn't count in Anakin's count of saving him. This is a subject I've always been interested in, so I'm very excited for this book. This is such a cool excerpt too. It tells the beginnings of how Obi-Wan first met Asajj Ventress, and takes us on a walk through the destruction of Cato Neimoidia as both sides tried to discover what should be done. I really like this idea because for most of us, we were introduced to Asajj Ventress in the original animated Clone Wars show from 2003, and when the Clone Wars was brought back, the show acted as if we already knew who Asajj was, so getting some ground on where they officially met is great. It's interesting because the story seems to be about the Republic being blamed for a massive explosion that has devastated a large portion of Cato Neimoidia, which they clearly did not do. So I wonder what conspiracy is being thrown around amongst the Separatists for this to work in their favor. After all, Cato Neimoidia is such an important planet to the Separatists. The concept seems interesting enough, but the dialogue between Kenobi and Ventress is amazing. You can already hear the flirtatious nature of Ventress as she introduces herself to him, which I love because it's a long-running concept that we see a lot of in the Clone Wars animated series. Kenobi and Asajj always seem to flirt as a way of vexing each other, no matter what the situation is. Other than that, there isn't much else to the excerpt. Asajj and Kenobi spend most of it looking at the devastation from a shuttle as Kenobi tries to decide how much information he must acquire before fully starting his investigation. Overall, it's a very cool excerpt, and I can't wait to see what else the book has to offer. I'm very excited for this because it's a Clone Wars era book, but I'm also excited because this will be Mike Chen's first Star Wars book, so I feel like it makes this particular book more special. But that's everything I have to say about this short excerpt from the new Star Wars novel, Brotherhood. What were your thoughts? Did you like this excerpt? What do you think of the plot? And how do you feel about this very early interaction between Kenobi and Ventress? Leave all your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget, once again, if you're interested in reading the full excerpt, I have a link to it down in the description. As always though, before you go, be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.